And we are beginning.
Hello.
What's
not
up,
ready
Secz
yet.
listeners?
Wait, hang on. Are we recording like video?
Also, former listeners to
But what about the video?
Can't
Central?
be part of this, mate. I can't.
No, Oscar, we can't be saying Central on mic.
Sorry, yeah, it's
Yeah,
part
no, but it's
Central,
gonna be
isn't it?
censored, isn't it?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It saves
No,
us
it
more
does.
time if he just doesn't say it.
Okay,
Just
fine.
don't say anything weird. How about that?
Fine.
You can say
Fair
the
enough.
title, but that's basically it. After that,
But
we're
like,
cooked.
I thought we were recording this. That's why we dressed up.
We're
Yeah, I
currently
know.
being recorded right now, I think.
No, I mean
Yeah.
like video.
Yeah, but that's more effort.
Yeah,
than
and you know
it's
what,
got
but
a
I'm
camera
gonna-
extra
Fine.
thing to
So
worry
we just
about.
dressed
There's
up for
nothing
no
to break.
reason then.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
it's
a
fine.
summer.
I
It's fun.
I feel. Oh, Mika, wear a suit on Tuesday. We're all gonna suit up, and like we have a Teletubby, plain clothes, and the Beatles, which I'm not mad about.
I'm a bit offended. Plain clothes.
Plain clothes. You know what I mean? Like a
Bro,
long suit. Like
he
a
was
long
gonna
suit.
come
fitted.
in.
You ain't fitted.
Bro, I'm so drippy. I caused the flood. Oh man, why did I say that, man? That was corny as hell.
It was his.
Nah, bro, I got the DBZ shirt on. I'm feeling fly. I'm feeling okay.
To be fair, I tried the video camera last week when we tried to do this
Oh,
recording
James
again.
dimmed the lights. Look at that. It's got the vibe
And,
going.
oh wow,
Look at
nice.
that.
It's a nice mood. But yeah, I tried to
Smooth operator.
I tried to do the camera last week and it just didn't work. It
Oh,
does
really?
not zoom out far enough, so it only got like 2 people in shot.
Oh, yeah. Can you dim the lights from that panel there?
Yeah,
Match the
dude.
vibe. Can we get more of a vibe going? No,
No, that's brightening,
That's
bro.
oh, bro.
Turn it down.
Oh, whoa.
Not that
It's
dark.
just black.
Raise it.
James walked in and was like, "No, wait, no." What's the second darkest thing we can go for?
This works.
Could we just tell you what? If I get my phone, if we all get our phone torches on, create little like lanterns.
Oh, this is actually a vibe. This is chill. This
Yeah,
is
look
chill.
at that. Like this. Like this.
Hang on, let me get the Teletubby fit up. Hang on, real quick.
I'll throw this in.
Yeah.
Bear with me.
Oh, this is.
There's been worse Tuesday mornings. You know what I mean?
You know
this
what?
is-
Fair enough. You've got a poorly lit illuminating Teletubby with a wax head. And
I mean, there's already a fucking head without it. So I mean,
Are we haven't started the interview and I'm already broken.
Okay.
Man. I can't do it.
it's fine, man.
Oh man, it's crazy.
nah, guys, can we talk about the new Childish Gambino? Please tell
I
me.
haven't heard it
yet. Have you not?
No.
I love-
It's not.
I love
new.
Spider-Man. I love
Same.
Spider-Man.
Same.
Yeah.
Oh, Spider-Man.
Shout to Childish Gambino for
which
making him black.
Spider-Man?
It's
Well,
actually
Childish Gambino.
fire.
He voiced him in one of the cartoons,
Yeah.
right? He voiced Miles
Yeah.
years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I mean Miles Morales was basically based off of him because
Yes.
like everyone wanted a black Spider-Man and everyone was
Yeah.
like Donald Glover.
For years, it's been the
Yeah.
running thing that Donald Glover was going to be Spidey.
I mean, he was in the films.
Yes, he was. It was. I haven't seen the new one yet, but I know that he has the live action cameo as Prowler.
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
part of the MCU.
no, I've seen it. It's so
I've
good,
seen it,
dude.
man. That's the only thing I know. I know about that scene where they see Andrew Garfield.
Yeah,
and they see, like, all that, but that's all I
Tobey
know.
Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland. They saw the
Tom
PS4
Holland.
Spider-Man as well. He was in
Yes.
prison. That was cool.
That's all. I don't actually know the plot of the film. I know nothing about the film. I'm really glad
I
about
just
that.
love
It's really good.
Spider-Verse.
You should actually go see it.
The only thing I know about it is that scene and the meme, the counter sound. That's all I know.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, but Spider-Verse is so good, man. It's such a good film.
It is.
I was supposed to sit in cinemas, but I didn't. get
It's a good
chance.
concept as
I'm
well. They
pretty
do
sure
it
it
quite
got re-released
good.
in cinema because people wanted it back.
Yeah, I missed it again.
Yeah, I say I didn't watch it in cinema.
I watched it in cinema. It
I
was
pirated
worth it.
Dude, I went to see Dune instead, the new Dune. And it was
Fair enough.
still
I didn't
mean,
see
it's-
any
yeah.
dunes.
You,
I don't-
you
I
really
don't-
should, man. There's
I'm
I
kind
don't
of
like
like I
worms,
haven't
man.
seen
I
Dune,
hate
but I've
worms.
seen Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Dune is incredible. It is very drawn out, especially the first film. It's very much here are these characters, here are these planets,
Yeah, it's
here
just
are
like
the
the
problems.
introduction.
Yeah, and then Dune 2 is just boots on the ground. Like the opening scene is action of it, just carries for the
Yeah.
whole 3 hours. Just a massive space war film. It's
Low-key,
amazing.
That's cool.
That's
Dune,
amazing.
Dune just reminds me of Destiny 2, which is like funny as hell because I don't know anyone who still plays Destiny 2.
Never bothered, man. Never bothered.
Loki, I had an addiction to it, man. I have 2K plus hours on it. No DLCs. It was pure just grind, Crucible and everything.
2K hours.
This was lockdown time,
How many
man.
days is that? What's the math there? That's what, 24 in a day.
This was
7 days. Is,
few. My friends have
We're
spent
all
so
redoing maths, so probably
Yeah.
the best not task us.
I did multiple math.
I'm
resets,
not, but
man.
I passed. I passed
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
comfortably. I'm good at maths.
I just about passed maths on my last resit in year 13 by about a few marks. I am terrible at math.
I'm
suck at math,
genuinely
man.
really good at maths. I'm doo-doo water at English. I got a 2.
Bro, how do you feel? English is the language you
You seem
speak.
confident in those classes, man. Like,
But-
you engaged though.
Yeah,
You get
but
the things
it's
down.
just it kind of just reminds me of like year 3 work. It's not hard, and the people in it, because they don't put in effort, it means that
This is on record,
yeah,
by the way.
This part was omitted for PAB reasons. Reasons.
Yeah.
He's
Shout
good.
to James, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to James,
No one
actually.
actually ever gives James like the
Yeah,
props he
man,
ever
where is
deserves.
James?
He is a good tutor.
Can't really see on
He's
that.
actually-
he's probably
Secz
on
that.
doesn't. Yeah, James is just the greatest, man.
Always
Like,
look forward to his lessons.
Shout to Mika
Yeah,
as
man,
well.
like-
He's also
Yo,
great.
shout out to
he's
Mika,
here.
bro. That guy's
We're
awesome,
interviewing him
bro.
right now.
Thanks, guys.
No, like I've had like a few support teachers in the past, and they were aight, but like Mika definitely, because Mika doesn't come up as a
Exactly.
teacher. Mika never comes up.
He's
as
just
a
that
teacher.
guy.
Yeah,
He comes
so
off
chill.
on the same level as you, which is very comforting and helpful. So
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
hella scary, man. Because like when he tells you off, yeah, he's so nonchalant. It's like
I know.
like when Nathan moved his headphones like 2 weeks ago, he's like, yeah, man, don't do that. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
scary.
And then when
He
you
is
put in the
scary.
group chat, James, I'm and James, I'm.
That wasn't me. That wasn't me.
We have no idea who's in that room right now.
It's a conspiracy theory.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's a conspiracy made up by Rishi Sunak to take me down because I've been a
It's Joe Biden, man. It's the Joe Biden crime
No,
family.
genuinely. All right, let's get into some musical topics.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah.
quick, that was really. Thanks, guys. That was super sweet.
I
that.
I just
problem,
want to
man.
say, like, as much as I'm bigging you up, I don't really know much about you, right? Where did you come from before
Excellent
you came
transition. So I'm from the sunny town of Watford,
here? Right.
and I moved
Watford.
to Nottingham last year. My partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, Watford is terrible. I hate it there. Nottingham to Watford is like Disneyland to Luton. It's just
Yo,
like, it's
Luton's
well,
fire,
Disneyland to
man.
Watford. No, it's not. Disneyland to Watford even. Luton's terrible.
Yeah, but like Luton,
Shout out to
bro,
Luton Airport.
No,
Honestly.
man, because Luton, yeah, you can see
Yeah.
like a whole
So,
UFC
when you say where do I
fight.
come from, do you mean like hometown, like experience in music? What do you mean, sorry?
Experience in music.
Oh, God, sorry. Yeah, it's a weird one with this. So I didn't really get into music until quite recently, to be honest. I was raised around music. I was raised on so many different genres, and I loved music.
Cool.
Always loved music. It's always been such a escape for me. But I never thought about pursuing or doing.
Yeah.
I went to film uni in 2018, first year, and I studied film. I still love film, but I started learning guitar on a whim at the same time, and then I met someone else who could play guitar on my film course and was in a band. My friend Alex in Bournemouth, big up, still life.
Big up.
And after like a day of hanging out with them and talking music, I was like, oh crap, I love music more. Because
Yeah.
at the time I was already like loosely planning a band with my friend, but nothing
Yeah.
really officially was set in stone.
Kind of like us.
Yeah, I guess in a way where like the idea is there and the want, but like the potential, but there's like not enough time or
Yeah,
not enough
yeah.
like.
Or you just suck, which is why we.
Shut up,
haven't
Kevin.
done
No,
it.
no, no.
Oh, pick an instrument, try and play it.
No, I'm joking.
No, dude, you guys don't suck for one, so none of that. But never really, I don't know, dived in. And ironically, right when I started getting like knee deep into film, I was like, I actually want to do music more. So then reached out, got some members. This is just my like from memory here, so I'm definitely getting some parts wrong. Went for a few members, ended up with a lineup that I really loved. Started a little rock band. I could barely hold a note. Still can't really barely hold a note when I sing. Terrible rhythm guitarist, but we had fun. I've still got vivid memories of the first gig we did, which was 2019 August, and it was just like one of the most crazy eye-opening experiences of my life, where there was about 60 people all just crammed into this tiny pub with a ceiling that's as low as like, I don't know, like I'm 6 foot and the ceiling's like 5'10".
Wow.
So crammed, this tiny room in this pub,
Jeez.
just come to see our rock band. But you're having people just start mosh pits in this tiny pub and spill their drinks and just push each other and smile and laugh, and like
It's a good atmosphere.
Yeah, I really realised in that moment that, as well as just music, I love performing, and it's all different facets. But yeah, lockdown came, obviously.
Right, yeah.
I'm going on a whole tangent here, sorry, but
No, you good.
I think lockdown is when I finally started learning how to songwrite or approach things like Logic or GarageBand, because I had nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Because there's no gigs happening. Ultimately, I just wanted to have just one gig.
Yeah.
And then I kind of got the fever after that, and I was like, no, I want to do all the gigs ever, forever, actually.
You got addicted to it.
Well, yeah, because it's like...
It does look really addicting.
You got addicted to the shindig.
Yeah,
Sorry, I had to add that
it's
in.
really scary, and it's really... It could be really deadly to navigate, especially when there's things like insecurities and like the sort of people that you meet. Some people aren't very good, some crowds are quite tough.
Yeah.
But being able to have a platform to express and to sort of convey how you feel in either an explicit way or a disguised way, and making a performance out of it, whether that's just sitting quietly with your acoustic guitar, not moving, or in my case, running around in a suit, jumping on things, then it's there for you, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, lockdown came, wrote an EP of my band, in isolation, recorded it after lockdown, gigged more, and I've never really had a job in music until probably working here, where I'm actually able to get hands-on with you guys and sort of, because I'm still quite new to it, but I've sort of gone past the stage where you're at now, so it's still very fresh to me. So I'm able to relate and talk to you and understand like not the shyness. What's the right word?
Struggles, I guess. Issues maybe that happen when you're first like becoming a musician.
Especially for you guys, because for me, it was just meeting up in a bedroom with my friend, grabbing a coffee, and then having two guitars and really low volume and be like, oh, that chord sounds nice. But for you guys, I think there is more pressure, not only because you're part of a course, but also it's like you have 3 hours to
make something.
Yeah, you have 3 hours in this studio and you have to make every moment count. You have all this equipment at your disposal. If anything, I think having more to play with makes it
harder. Because when you have less, you're more resourceful.
Yeah, it's trying to like chain on creativity, which doesn't really work that well hand in hand.
It's a really weird
Putting time
trap
on creativity.
I mean, yeah, to be honest, man, I think before getting the job here, and then he stopped doing music altogether. I got really tired of it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Just slump.
Yeah, I can't tell you the exact trigger or the event, but things really started to feel like a chore. And when I moved up here, I brought my equipment with me, but I had a hot minute where I was like, I might just sell my guitars on my keyboard.
It is a case of just every job is still a job, and every like hobby does become a bit taxing after a while. It becomes the new norm. It becomes a bit numb to you, and you have to try and
because it's a
fall
routine.
in love with it again.
Yeah, and you like lose your passion over time.
Totally. I think I was losing the passion. I can't tell you the exact reason why, but something clicked in me towards the other end where I was just like, I don't like this. But then I got the job here, and the first session I had was actually in this room with James.
Yeah.
And within the space of an hour, obviously I met James, could tell he was a sweet guy.
Oh, was that like your first interaction with James?
Ever. My first session here. I had my induction week, which was my first proper week was the industry week last year, actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I got to see so many great musical guests, which really, just hearing them talk about music was really cool. And I was feeling a sort of positive pull towards it. But yeah, I had my first session here with James in the studio, helping the student make a beat on Logic. And then suddenly all this knowledge that I had stored just came back out of me. And I was able to creatively interact. And
you need like that trigger to like activate your...
And I was like, oh my gosh, no, why would I ever think about stopping this? I love this. So to give it back to you guys again, thank you for being here and for actively wanting to do this sort of thing, because like, I don't know, it's easy for you guys as students to thank the tutors, but I don't think you're aware how much you do for the tutors, especially guys like myself or James or Paul or
because
Denise.
at the end of the day, it's like a two-way street. It works both ways.
Exactly. It all comes back to the fact that beyond wanting a career or making money, which are all things that would be great to do with music, you're here because there is something which you want to say or do, and even if it's just for yourself, that's enough. So, like, thank you for being here, guys.
No problem, man.
Give yourself a pat on the back.
Yeah, no, you should. All three of you.
You said you went to last year's Industry Week. Was that the one with Susan Rogers? Was she at that one?
Susan Rogers.
She was the
Prince lady.
Producer.
No,
for
I
Prince.
think that was the year before.
Right, yeah. No.
Last year's big billing name was a guy called Ken Scott.
Right.
Who I didn't know. It's really bad given how I'm such a big fan of his work. I didn't actually know the name, so I walked in to the to talk in Metronome, the big live room.
Yeah.
I walked in, it was his name with the big Bowie lightning bolt. And I was like, who is this guy? Turns out he just recorded all the big Bowie and Beatles albums.
Wow.
And he was just there chilling. And I don't think James was there. Maybe he was there. I remember him getting really passionate about this. I nearly teared up at one point because he started playing Bowie's isolated vocals from the end of 5 years.
Wow.
Which are just from his personal collection, which only he has. Like raw vocals of Bowie singing and having voice cracks.
Yeah.
It just blew my mind, man.
That's
Blew my
crazy.
mind. Yeah.
That is actually...
So many stories about the Beatles and people like Bowie and I think maybe like Phil Collins, can't remember. But yeah.
Nice. Love Phil Collins.
Yeah, he's a don. Absolute don.
Yeah, I just asked because you've got a Prince shirt on right now.
I did the Prince shirt, yeah.
I thought, oh,
Yeah,
he went to
yeah.
the one with Susan Rogers and then you got a Prince
Nice,
shirt
man.
on.
Very sweet. No, I wish I saw Susan Rogers, man, because she is awesome. But yeah, I just love Prince as well.
Yeah, the dedication. Like when I was researching her, she like had to move like a mile away from Prince.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Paisley. Yeah,
Because he was like such a
he'd call her up. Yeah.
what's the word, eclectic, I think. He was such
Yeah.
an eclectic guy.
Yeah.
Like in the middle of the night he would need a producer and she was there.
Yeah.
I think like I don't like directly get inspiration from Prince, but like I feel like I want to be more like Prince because when I was researching his first album that he did, I hear all these cases of the artist and they're like getting crushed by the record label. But like when I hear him, like he didn't take from the record label at all.
Yeah.
The record label, he was like, oh, we're gonna move you to this part of LA. And he was like, no, I want to do it where I am right now. I've got my own studio.
Yeah. He stood his ground.
Even for like the album cover of his first album, they were like, oh, I'm going to hire you a photographer and everything. He was like, no, I've got my own photographer. I've got my own studio. I'm going to do it here.
It's like he was trying to be really independent as a big artist.
Yeah.
And he got away with it as well.
Yeah.
He played his whole team. Like when he changed his name to like that, like the
formerly
symbol.
known as Prince or
formerly
something.
known as
Yeah.
Prince.
Yeah.
That was crazy. And
There's
this
a
reminds
lot
me
of
of
Prince lore out there, man. It's crazy. He's some. Oh, pardon. Sorry.
It's alright.
He's someone that is truly once, not even once in a lifetime, just once in human history. I think. I don't.
We definitely never have like another Prince. Though.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
Prince was so unique to his context, if you get what I mean, the history. Like ultimately, he was a black man, a young black man in the 70s, wearing women's clothing and makeup, playing rock and roll. Like that was, to some people, that was the scariest thing ever.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because that was weird.
Something,
Yeah.
a little law drop. My dad, he loves Prince and he went to go see Prince live one time. He's still got the shirt, I think, for the time he went on tour.
That's
What
crazy.
year was it? Did you see
I
him?
don't know exactly, but I don't know where his shirt is. It's somewhere in our house. It's probably worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
That would be, man. Wow.
Dude, that could pay for your university.
Just that. Yeah, no, you could too.
I think I've got like roughly two things to take away from your like your talk about your past.
Yeah,
and how
yeah,
you
but
got
a
to
lot
music.
didn't really give you clear answers. Sorry about that.
It's fine. It's fine.
I just thought I went down memory lane for a second. I wasn't
That's
really
fine, bro.
tying
You
it
can
back
bar.
to.
Yeah. So, number one, I would say because, like you said, you're still slightly in the same area as we are. Just
Yeah, so new.
beginning
So
out,
new.
but a bit more advanced. I would say that's why it makes it so easy to for you to be likable and relatable in this job. Because you can all relate to us. I mean, obviously, like James can, Denise can, but obviously because you're still like fresh new to this.
Yeah.
I'd
James
say-
would be humble and tell you like, oh, I don't know much and I'm new. No, James.
James doesn't know a lot.
James
Yeah.
is so advanced.
Yeah, dude scares me, man.
Same with Denise.
Yeah.
If you guys have ever seen Denise play bass,
Oh
it's
my
so
God,
crazy
she's so good at beat,
level bass
Bass
playing, like
crazy.
just slaps it like nothing, man.
I know. She's like, oh, I've only been doing it for 10 years.
What?
It's like
Mine and Inam's first song.
Collab track,
had Doritos bag.
Doritos
that,
back, yeah.
was a great
Yeah.
day.
Denise,
Yeah.
was
Denise was on
Denise
bass.
Did the bass for it. Denise was doing the bass
What
for
a
it.
champ.
I know.
Big up Denise,
It's
man.
so funny,
Big up.
man.
We Kevin said he lost the little paper
No,
that he
my
had.
mum threw it away. I was gonna frame it. I was
I
gonna
remember
frame
you
it.
saying that actually. Yeah, that she got rid of the evidence.
Man, it was so good though. No, but like, I don't even know why me and Inam did that, man. To be honest, we just stole a lot from Miles.
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
just stole from Miles.
That was like Miles era.
It was, man.
Just
ran up on my grandma's 6 months rent. It's so fun.
the sound of a door hinge.
Oil. Nah, but like, it was fun. Like,
Yeah,
it's
you guys
still
were
fun to make
fun.
music.
You guys seem to have like the whole. I don't think there's ever like a main point or a reason to make music, but I think the main thing should be, as corny as it is to say, the main thing should be just to have fun with it.
Yeah, that is the
definitely.
whole
Definitely
point,
had fun
yeah.
with like just making.
Which
art.
is
to do.
probably why like you kind of fell out of love with it, because you didn't see the fun in it anymore, because it just kind of became the norm. So you had to try and
Maybe. Yeah,
like find love in it again and find fun, and then doing this job kind of reinstituted that, I guess.
maybe. Yeah, I mean, it was a weird one where like my band didn't really gig a lot because we were just busy with work and whatnot.
Yeah.
and,
Right.
Yeah,
That's
didn't
one of the
even-
but yeah,
worst
falling out
parts.
of love
Yeah.
with it. Yeah.
There was like, you know, we just didn't. We wanted to be more active, but we just couldn't because
Yeah.
life is life.
Yeah.
Especially when you're young and you haven't really got funding or you're signed or anything. Did a few recordings and it was great. I still love performing, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm still yet to work out what it was that set me off course. But probably was an element of that, to be honest, where I just wasn't really finding that same. And it just happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Like you just, it's like video games, isn't it? Like
Yeah, yeah.
you get
It's
really
kinda
hooked on the game, and then you just forget about moving to the next one.
Yeah.
And then a year later, you go back to that game, and you completely forget
Yeah.
what part of the game you're on, why you're in this building, why you're holding that weapon, or what, like that, why your outfit is like that.
Yeah.
Then you just sort of just go with it, and you fall back in love with it again.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like that.
So yes, me with gaming is like what you said, because like life is busy.
Yeah,
Everyone's
man.
doing their thing.
Mm.
I don't think I've probably touched my Xbox in like 6
I
months.
know. I
had a
was
similar
literally
thing. Yeah.
gonna say, I feel like everyone in our generation can relate to this. Minecraft, like going on our old Minecraft
Yeah.
logs.
That's fire.
Because you know, we
Yeah,
fall out of
man.
love with it. We hate the music when we're little
No.
because it's kind of annoying, and then we come back to it and we love it. It's amazing.
It is,
And
man.
yeah,
It's safe as well. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's just
nothing
very safe.
changes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, actually, this is a question for Oscar and like Inam, you know.
yeah.
What was like the turning point for you? Like, it's kind of like the same question like that Mika gave, where it's like, what was the turning point for you guys being like, this is what I want to do?
Yeah,
Music
actually,
is-
let's have it back. What about and answer this yourself as well?
Yeah,
What
man.
drew you here? Actually, yeah.
Tyler.
James.
It's Tyler,
Tyler,
Creator.
yeah.
Fair enough. You know what?
Watching
Good production.
watching the 2012 MTV Awards when he like got his first like award for Yonkers.
Oh
And-
yeah.
Like when he gave the speech, being like, "Yo, to all the kids watching, you can do this yourself." And I'm like, "This, I want to be him."
Tyler is
Damn.
someone that got really lucky with rolling the dice and just being himself.
Yeah.
Still is. I mean, you saw Coachella, right? The entrance
Oh,
when he
yeah,
flies
no,
out the Winnebago, and it's
Because the
it's
thing is with Tyler, right, he cares so much about what he does. Because there's
Yeah.
a lot of people who do music because it's like, oh, you know, go in, paycheck, whatever. But like, Tyler isn't there just for like a paycheck, because he genuinely cares about the music, he cares about the culture, he cares about all of it, which is like a thing where you don't see a lot, to be honest, man. Because like people, it's hard to be authentic when people, it's become really oversaturated,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah.
Like that's also like an issue I'm scared of with my own music, being like, am I like the thing like that I'm doing, is it gonna be like corny to do in like the next 6-7 months?
It's so funny you say that. I saw a clip of Tyler last night. It was a bit from, he did a Q&A, might have been for Converse or something.
It was probably Converse.
Where someone in the crowd was like, I
Was
want to
it
do
the
this
girl?
thing. Yeah, and he's like,
I'm scared.
yeah, like, what you scared of? Don't know. Okay, cool, do it. Like, as long as you like it.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Like, I done things which are corny. I mean, I was saying to you guys, I was in a crappy rock band. I just wanted to be a part of the Arctic Monkey. Like, I used to sing. When I first started out, I had an American twang. I was doing an impression of Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah.
Because I was so stuck in wanting to be that thing.
That's what I'm still doing. Like
That's
when I
alright.
rap.
No, that's
like when
cool.
I rap in all my production, it's like so early Odd Future. Like right
That's not
now,
a bad thing.
I'm rapping like Earl Sweatshirt, where he's like he has like the kind of monotone where it's like, yeah, I just got a intimate thing. I gonna like because it's I don't know, and plus I
Not
just
bad
don't like
thing.
my voice. I hate rapping in like my accent.
It does sound weird to hear back your own voice in a singing voice, which
Yeah.
is why a lot of beginners tend to lean towards their influencers'
Yeah. That's what I did.
voice.
I
Like,
still
you know,
slip
you
into
put
it
on an
sometimes.
accent and an imitation so it doesn't sound weird to you. But over the years, you do develop your own singing voice that's identical. Because if you try and copy someone else's, you're not really going to make it that far trying to imitate someone else's
No.
voice. Unless you're an impressionist. But,
Yeah. Or Greta Van Fleet.
well,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of part of it though, right? I mean, because ultimately, isn't that just you expressing what you love still? It's an impression,
Yeah.
sure, but like...
it
I mean,
is
that's how
to a-
everyone started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is to a degree, but after that starting point, you do have to try and find your unique.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
I
but
think
like, how
that,
do you
yeah.
find that though?
It
'Cause
is-
If
it
you're
is
stuck
difficult.
imitating, then like, how are you ever gonna like?
You can't force that. I don't think it has to come naturally. So it will come anytime in your music career.
No, it's different for me because my production is definitely like my own now. Because before it used to be like Tyler, Def Grips,
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that, and now it's evolved into its own thing.
Yeah.
But like my writing and lyricism and all that is still like stuck way back.
Maybe your writing and lyric writing isn't as developed as your beat making.
Oh
so,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
because I've been a producer more than I've been a vocalist. I
Yeah.
mean, that's still my main priority.
So you're still new with the vocals, which means, you know, give it a couple of years, it'll be like your production or like your beat making. It will be your own thing.
I've always been a lyric writer since I was like early teens. Before, like, I'd write lyrics to songs that would never really exist. So when I
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
came to making a band, I had these books and books. I see myself as performer first, then songwriter, then vocalist.
Yeah.
I don't really think the vocal one's the weak one for me. I'm not
Yeah.
great.
I can't sing.
I can't really sing either.
It is hard.
I want to sing that. I really
But I
want to
still
sing.
have fun doing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to answer your question with something that I went to see one of my favourite bands do an acoustic set recently.
Yeah.
A band called Frank Hart and the Rattlesnakes. And the frontman Frank was taking a question from the crowd about expressing himself as an artist and finding himself as an artist. And he sort of went like, no, I've been doing this 20 odd years. I'm still finding myself every day as an artist. I'm still
Yeah.
changing. You're never going to really find yourself because you're always changing. It's part of life.
Yeah.
And I think he used, I could be like remembering this completely differently. I think he used Royal Blood as an example. He was like, if you're just starting out and you want to write like Royal Blood riffs, then cool. If 5 years later you're still writing those riffs, it's either a case that maybe you got to change, or maybe that's just you.
Yeah.
So you making Earl beats in that manner or that delivery, maybe that's just you, man.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a case that you found someone that matches up to that inner voice so well that it's just near identical. But that's okay because you can sort of tweak it and manage it. Maybe put on more of a... I kind of force a British accent sometimes when I sing just to make it stand out more.
Yeah.
Because that
Yeah.
way it sounds more like... I try and imagine singing as me talking, but more... you know, like more melodic, basically. That's all I see
I
it
feel,
as.
I feel like when I sing, if it's loud and fast paced, I do American accent.
Yeah.
If it's
I know,
soft
yeah.
and quiet, I do British.
Yeah.
It's a mix match because I don't know what my sound is.
Mm.
Because again, like some British artists sing in an American voice, and that's just their unique.
It's the
voice.
same with actors as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same with actors,
that
yeah.
guy Huey Laurie, he was in House, I think.
Yeah.
Was it Huey Laurie?
British
he
guy.
does an amazing American
If
accent.
you watched that show, you didn't know Hugh
Tom
Laurie,
Holland,
he's
yeah.
American.
Are you being intentionally dense? Whore?
Ad break.
Use both your eyes, boy. I was doing too much.
Thank you to today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends.
What drew you here then? What's the what was the similar sort of thing about your musical histories, you guys?
You go first, Oscar.
Okay. Kind of blurry, to be honest. Kind of like Mika's, just not really that memorable, I guess. Started out like year 2, played ukulele.
Nice.
I was like, oh, that's fun. That's a nice hobby. Continued, because I was always told when I was little, music isn't really a job or a career, because it's so high. It's like a 1 in a million chance.
Yeah.
And so I just always saw it as a hobby. So I kept on going, getting told by all my music teachers in primary and saying like, oh, you're really good. You should develop more. And I started playing piano during lockdown for like, I still do. So for 5 years now, I've been playing piano. And I learned by YouTube, so self-taught.
Yeah.
I cannot do sheet music at all. It is the bane of my existence.
Not a lot of us can, man. I wouldn't
No.
worry too much, yeah.
And my mum would always tell me, you can't go in the music industry if you don't know sheet music. I'm like, that's just not the way it works anymore, though.
Oh, man.
And she just doesn't believe it. So I took music as a BTEC in secondary school. Just developed my skills even more. Scraped by a level 2 pass, and then got into college, and now I'm learning guitar, and I want to continue doing music tech purely because there's such a wider genre of jobs that is entailed in music tech than there are in music production. And I can still do music production and music tech, like James, he does music tech, but he still does production.
Yeah.
So
again, he'll be humble and be like, oh no, but no,
he does.
He does, yeah.
I've been on Apple Music. I've seen your music, James. Don't worry.
I like James's. That one music video that he has is really nice.
Yeah.
Francisco,
The production is good. It is good.
Which one's?
Just any of his songs, really. Like, the production is just good.
Is James singing
No,
on the
but
desk?
that one
No,
music
he's not.
video where it had like the CRT TV. And
Yeah.
Like I don't know, man. It was such a vibe.
Is that where he's got paint on his face?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That's Heartbreak High, I think.
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
shit.
That one.
That was
good.
nice.
Banging song, mate. Good job on that one.
And then, yeah, so because I don't really know what I want to do yet.
That's cool.
Neither
do I.
Yeah. So
Neither do we.
I know I like playing instruments. I know I'm good at that. I can't sing. I like the production side of like going onto Logic or something and making beats and songs on there.
Yeah.
I like working in a recording studio and setting stuff up. So it may as well do music tech
Yeah.
because, you know, more job opportunities.
Totally.
I'm happy with
No, it's
doing
a wise
anything,
move.
honestly.
Yeah.
Come on, Inam, hit us with it.
Yeah, go
Okay.
on.
So, I don't really know what to like start with because
The beginning.
it's been
Same, to
kind
be
of
fair.
all over the place. Like you said, Oscar, like in like year 2 or 3 or whenever,
Yeah.
we had like the occasional music lesson where we wouldn't do anything. We learned a ukulele as well, very
Yeah.
poorly.
Shout out to
It
the
was just
ukulele man.
one lesson as well.
Bro, my
We
nickname was the
did do a
ukulele
little
man.
bit of
Sorry.
piano as well, I think. And then I told my dad about it a few years later, and then he got me a keyboard. It was a very tiny
dude,
keyboard,
that's
only
awesome.
like I think 46 keys maybe. It wasn't that big. It only had 1 or 2
Don't
octaves.
worry, man. It's the beginnings. It's the beginnings.
Yeah, and then like I fell in and out of love with it. I'm not the best with the keyboard. Then in secondary, there was a little music club going on. After school, there was like some of my friends, they would go in, just mess about on the instruments. I had a friend who was really, really good at piano.
Nice.
He would like have like the perfect pitch where like if you played him something, he would like
like
replicate it
Yeah.
on the piano. I thought that was incredible.
I can kind of do that. It's kind of hard, though.
I can't do that for my life.
I saw that they had like a little electronic drum set there. I just dabbled with it a little bit, just played on it. I learned sheet music as well, just because a lot of my friends, they were doing covers, and I was like, all right, I'll learn the sheet music to whatever song you're doing. It was surprisingly easy. Like it was a lot easier than learning the piano.
Yeah, no, piano sheet music is
because like there's not as much going on.
It looks like alien writing. I'm gonna be honest.
I've got a friend. Got a friend called Mika who is so scarily good at everything when it comes to music. She composes, she drums, she does piano.
Yeah.
Drumming for years. She's in my partner's band. Big up King Violet. Getting all the name drops in there. But she could just look at sheet music and be like, oh yeah. And they just whack out, and I'm like, okay. Like, sure, man.
To be fair,
man.
dyslexia kind of holds me back on that sheet music. Yeah, it's not fun. Anyway, continuing on. Sorry, I cut you.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm the best at sheet music. Like, I can read it. It's just like when it comes to like reading and playing at the same time, I'm kind of struggling there. Especially if it's like a new piece and like everything's changing every bar, it just becomes difficult. And then after secondary, trigger warning, by the way, I'm going to talk about some mental health stuff.
That's fine.
I had experienced suicidal thoughts for like quite a few years, and I was in like a massive slump during like from year 9 to year 11, right? And then I actually attempted it on the day the GCSE results got released, and obviously it didn't work, so I'm here now, and
thank God.
I had to like seriously look at what I wanted to do. My dad and my aunt, they were like, oh, you can go to Nottingham College here. There's this really easy course that you could go on. And then when I looked at it, I thought that this will just be like really boring as hell, and it won't do anything for my mental health. And I saw confetti. My friend, he said he was going confetti. He's on the games course right now. And he was bigging up confetti a lot, and I thought the music course would be pretty interesting. So I applied for level 3 music performance, and I like embarrassed myself with a little like vocal performance because I didn't have like any instruments at home, and I'm more of a instrumentalist than a vocalist.
Yeah.
And then I got the news that I didn't get in on the performance course, but I also applied for the technology course. So they were like, do you want to do the technology course? I was like, hell yeah, mate. Anything that isn't this course at Nottingham College. I genuinely didn't know anything about what was going on, like, on this course.
Yeah.
Like, I came in here knowing...
I dived in blind.
Absolutely nothing about logic, about setting mics up, nothing. And it was, like... I thought it would be, like, the movie Whiplash, really. Like, there's a drum set here, you can play on the drums or whatever.
It's not my
But,
type.
like, I think it was... good that it wasn't like Whiplash.
Yeah, no, you don't want
J.K. Simmons. On
you want J.K. Simmons.
I mean, I'd want J.K. Simmons, bro.
Well,
That'd be
yeah.
crazy.
He's a Don, but not in that film.
Yeah.
It was definitely like, I don't regret choosing this course now, because like this new knowledge that I like knew nothing about before, and like coming here and I learn all this stuff now that I can like use. I when I looked at the other course, I was like, what am I going to do with that? Like, probably become just some like tech support guy somewhere. Cold calling people. That's not for me, mate.
Hello, is your instrument working?
Nah, man, I hate that though. Because my mum wanted me to like be a... Because in my family, most of the guys either do like, they build their own houses and stuff, or like they do cars. And when my mum first heard I wanted to do music, she was pissed, man. She was so disappointed.
Yeah.
But like, I started showing her like, this is like, I'm having so much fun with it. She's like, just do it, man. Just do it, man. And she's still so supportive. Like, if I make something new, she's like, alright, let me listen to it.
Yeah.
It's dope.
It's good to have the support. It does come in handy.
Real quick about the thing you mentioned on the results day. Is that something that like you can cut this out obviously if you want to. Something that like you've seeked help for, want to seek help, or needing more?
Oh
for,
yeah,
or...
definitely. I've got student services. I've been
Okay,
going
amazing.
them
It's
every
already
Friday
since
I started.
Sorted out. Okay, amazing.
Since I started this course, and
amazing, mate.
I had to go to the GP, and they hooked me up with CAMS, which is like
Yeah,
I think the hospital mental health service for the UK for under 18s or 18s.
Yeah, my ex was a part of that.
Cool.
Shout out to Grace. Dropping names.
Yeah, we got.
I think I speak for all of us in the room when we say
It's not going online, bro. She won't know.
No,
I think I speak for all of us though, mate, in the room when we say that. Like, it is a pleasure to have you here, brother.
It is.
Like,
Genuinely, you are a
Thank
massive
you.
help.
Guys, he's so
Like, would you have known that in a year's time you'd be in a room lit just by phone torches, wearing a pink Beatles-esque outfit
That you
and a
made
crown?
yourself, by the way.
No,
which is
I genuinely
impressive.
no
Like,
clue I'd do this. It was so difficult,
Man.
and sometimes even now thinking about my future,
Yeah.
especially with like Unit 7 going on, like it like made me seriously
You
go,
know
what do I
At
want
least
to do?
you're thinking about your future,
Yeah.
which is the key thing. That's good.
Just find out.
Yeah, definitely.
like something I I've had these moments. I think perhaps we all do to certain degrees where we ponder and we question and we have that sort of moment of why even. Just stick around and find out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, in a year's time, Unit 7 would be, not to scare you, but Unit 7 would feel like a walk in a park, and whatever you're going to do at level 3 is going to be making you quake in the boots, but then you get through that as well.
Yeah.
And then you like the university, when you might have to do your first gig, then you get through that as well.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. Just stick around, man.
Yeah, I feel like putting myself out there helps quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
I've been like posting on TikTok and YouTube
Yeah,
and
I've
shit.
been seeing
It's
Oh,
just, like,
amazing.
random beats that I make and whatever.
You went to an open mic, didn't you?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
yesterday. No, not yesterday. Sunday. I went to an open mic.
Yeah.
I've been like
Wow, man.
planning on like actually going up and like talking. Like I've written like topics down and stuff.
Nice.
And like when I got there, I realized I had like no structure to whatever I did, so I just kind of just like
That's like me, man.
rambled
I
just in
rambled.
front of this
Straight
small
waffle.
Dude, I
crowd.
rambled, started this, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
man.
You know what?
Sleepy
It
boy.
works. It works.
Yeah.
It
Most
does
of my
work.
life has just
Yeah.
been rambling.
Same.
Yeah.
I feel like every musician's beginnings is just straight waffle. It's just rambling.
We have so much to say.
Yeah,
like
it's
I am sorry for waffling again, by the way.
it's
No problem,
It's
no
needed.
problem.
It's needed.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the
Yeah, man.
interview podcast.
Yeah, man.
Nah, man, because I want to get myself out there. Because what I want to do is, because I want to finish the mixtape that I'm about to like finish up. 2805. Wait, no, what was it? 2805, 23.
Nice.
Yeah. And I literally just want to go to like a random open night and perform it.
Own at the window.
Oh, Owen's back.
Yeah,
Dope.
man. Dude, you're in a great place for it. I'm not just talking about the fact that you're in a room full of equipment. I'm talking about the fact that you've got people next to you. The big thing that got me into gigging and my first want to do music, because like I did music classes when I was a kid, similar to you guys, but I actually didn't really care anything.
Yeah.
I didn't really care about it, to be honest. Didn't engage. But when I was seeing my friends, 15, 16, playing in pubs, playing gigs to people, whether that was 5 people or 50, I was sort of like, oh, I know you, but you're up there and you're doing that thing and you've written these songs and you're covering Teen Spirit and Seven Nation Army and people are somehow still dancing. That's crazy. Just being around people, my friends, seeing them do that thing inspired me so much. So you're having Oscar and Inam and Owen, these people, just there's your starting point, man. Get yourself out there. And
These guys are definitely like my
Day
ground
ones.
zero.
Yeah.
No, for real.
Yeah, we're the real ones.
Like,
Rolling it down.
talk about heroes and things. I can mention things like Bowie or Homie. You know,
Yeah,
like
but it's really your
friends.
closest friends.
It's your
that-
friends.
Yeah.
It's your friends, man. They're your heroes.
To be honest, right, in secondary school, man, I got clowned on so hard for wanting to do music or like wanting to be a producer.
That's
Dude,
so bizarre to me.
In my music
Yeah.
class, there was only like 5 people out of
It's
a
so
class,
bizarre.
out of a
Like-
school of 1,000. There was only 5 people.
How could that ever be uncool? Like I don't
I
understand.
know. Music. I always saw music as like being cool, like a guitarist
Yeah, right?
shredding on guitar.
Yeah,
That's
man.
awesome. Right?
No, and the thing is, yeah, bro, the people that are clowning on me, bro, my main group,
Yeah.
yeah, they're still one of the closest people I know, though. They're like,
Fair enough.
genuinely are still like my day one.
It is kind of like the reverse side of it of not being supportive and being unsupportive makes you go, well, I'll prove you wrong.
Yeah, no, that's-
it's like, yeah.
And I've done that multiple times.
Yeah.
Like, my friend always will, like, constantly yap, and I'm like, all right, well, here's this. And he's like, okay. Like, my friend Ben is, like, my top supporter. Because
Yeah.
that's, like, my homeboy. Like, that's... Because he wants to do, like, NFL stuff.
Mm.
So, like, that's the boy. That's the boy.
Yeah.
I think the best person to prove wrong. Sorry to get deep. The
It's
best
fine.
person is yourself.
Yeah.
Like I
Because there's so much self-doubt.
yeah.
Yeah.
I say this thing to myself sometimes, whether I'm stuck in a rut or I'm stuck in a creative block. I always say to myself, I have no choice but to be okay.
Mm.
Like this, like failure is not an option. Even if it's just trying and sort of getting it right or missing the mark, at least I tried. Like I have no choice but to be all right at this. So
Yeah.
I either go above and beyond, and sometimes I work too hard and burn myself out because I'm an idiot. But there's other people telling you you're wrong, but then when you start telling yourself you're wrong, that's when I think you're sort of walking the plank, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So that's the
people
big-
outside the box are actually looking in, seeing, this guy's
Yeah.
not doing great.
Exactly. They don't know you too well, to be
Yeah.
honest, but only you do. So I think that's what the real battle is, to be honest.
Yeah, no, because I've had so many times
Yeah,
thinking,
yeah.
yo, should I just like stop doing this, man?
Yeah, should I
I
just-
had that like 2 weeks ago. I swear to God.
Yeah, you
When I
did. You
didn't-
weren't coming in, bro. We
When
were
I just
scared.
didn't come in. For
Yeah.
like a
Is that
week.
why?
Yeah, I was like,
Oh,
yo,
mate, bless you.
like, is anything I'm doing even worth doing? Like,
Yeah.
because to be honest, right, I'm doing music just kind of for like a legacy. Because I can't lie, yo, if I die like next week, at least I want to leave
Something left behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, I don't know. And I've always been a person where I've always wanted to be, like, a figure for people. Because I've never, like, I don't have a dad. Like, I
Yeah.
just don't have
Yeah.
one. So, like, I've always wanted to be, like a role model to people. And because, like, that's what Tyler was to me.
Yeah.
Like, Tyler was, like, the person I looked at being like, I'm going to be that guy. Or, like, just anything he said, I was like, that was like, I don't know, it's just always how I've seen it. So like I've always wanted to be like a
It's the person you looked up to.
yeah, I've
Yeah.
always just wanted to be like a role model. And like even if it's not like, because I look up to so many people, man. Like I look up to JPEG Mafia because
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
brilliant. I love him so much. I look up to Sweatshirt, I look up to Joji, I look up to so many people.
Yeah.
And it's just how it is.
Yeah.
I love looking up to people. I look
Yeah.
up to people in here. Like I look up to Inam.
Honestly,
Like when
holding
I
it
see
down.
this guy posting like 3 times a day.
Grinding.
I'm like-
The grind, bro, doesn't stop.
Yeah,
I
I've
look up
reduced
to
it
it.
because it's just so like
During-
demanding.
yeah.
The content outpour these days
Yeah.
is so
Content.
yeah,
Nope.
yeah.
That's one of the main issues with doing
Suffocating.
music nowadays, man.
It has to be
Well,
shorter
this-
attention span and whatnot. And it's
This is what I was saying at the start. For you guys, it's so much harder than it was for me when I started because
Yeah.
TikTok
Yeah.
wasn't. It was a thing, but it wasn't really a thing like it is
Yeah,
now. Sure,
it
there was
wasn't-
Instagram and whatnot.
it was kind of memed on, to be fair. It was
Yeah.
Yeah, when
TikTok
it
at the
first
start.
came
I
out.
remember everyone was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
"Oh, I'm
like
not going on
musically.
TikTok," and
I know
then like a
everyone-
year later,
yeah,
they're like,
yeah.
"I can't stop the scroll.
I didn't
can't
have
stop."
to.
Awful.
As a band, we didn't have to think about hopping on a trend or doing something to a sound
Yeah.
to get on
Oh, I
someone's
hate
For You
people that
page,
hop
and
on
like. But
trends,
now
man, it's awful.
you have this whole other dimension now with young musicians when you're first learning. Aside from learning the music, you have to think about, oh God, how am I going to get this out there beyond just
Yeah.
Instagram? You have to
And
do
then
these
like you
weird
need to look
things
at
now.
like the algorithm.
Yeah.
What
It's
you're,
just-
like marketing.
You basically,
to.
it's like being a musician on to get like spread your wings and make yourself known. It's also like you have to be a YouTuber and a content
Yeah.
creator at the same time.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, you have to fill out so many roles
Yeah.
nowadays, man. You need to be content manager, content creator, content this, designer.
Producer, musician, vocalist,
promoter.
lyric
It's-
writer.
But the issue is, right, I love it. Like I
To-
love
yeah,
it.
no,
I
I
love
I'm
bet
saying.
filling
it,
out
it
those
never
roles.
keeps you just sitting down. It's always on your toes, always
Yeah.
doing something different and something else. So you never get bored of it, I guess.
Like it can get repetitive. Like
Yeah.
like sometimes posting on TikTok, I'm like, I'm just not gonna post this week, man,
Yeah.
because it is
Demanding.
It's so demanding, and honestly, it's awful sometimes because the algorithm is so.
Yeah.
It's so not like. I would love to go back to like 2000 when like you'd post like a mixtape on like MySpace or something,
Yeah.
or like Bandcamp.
It
that
was just
seems so
Hacker
much
disco
more
style.
fun.
Yeah. It's
Yeah. Yeah. So for the second thing that I was gonna say.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, that's fine. It's like this big section that where we had.
that's
It was
cool,
alright.
man. Yeah.
It was alright.
No, I'm
It
just
was
honestly,
really
I'm
good.
just
It was a nice
vibing, you
talk,
guys. Yeah, I'm just vibing. I've got all the time. Yeah, go on.
So the second thing is, I guess you've always known that you've wanted to do something creative because
Yeah.
even before music, it was filming.
Film. Yeah.
And that is also entertainment. And like you said, you like performing on stage most, which is
Yeah.
entertainment. So you're a big advocate for entertainment, I would say.
Yeah, man, for sure. I don't think that you need to do. It's weird. It's kind of what I was saying. Like sitting on a chair, not moving, playing acoustic guitar, still performing.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Oasis, right? One of the biggest rock bands in the world. To
And
ever
the
exist
whiniest.
in history. Huh?
And the whiniest.
And I love him. But I get what you mean. Liam Gallagher, as a frontman, he'd just stand there with his hands behind his back. But because the music at the time, still is now, was so big and powerful, he can afford to just stand there, hardly blink, wear his little shades and just deliver to people. I don't think... Because for me, I perform because that's just what I like to do.
Yeah.
I love people like Nick Cave and like Josh Homme and... Gosh, all these other frontmen who I looked up to over the years, Brandon Flowers, from The Killers, all these great people. Well, I look at that and I think, yeah, this is how I'd be as a rock star in my dream. But like, it doesn't have to be for everyone. You don't have to be the man or the you don't have to be the he, she, the they, or whatever to
What
put
are we
yourself
looking
out
at?
there. I don't know. We all started looking out there, so I joined
For a
in.
second, I was checking if it was still recording.
Yeah, it's still recording. I think for me, it's important. Yeah. But it doesn't have to be important for you.
Yeah.
As long as you're coming off as yourself and you're being true in your performance, then that will come across and that'll be fine. Again, you don't see Liam Gallagher doing backflips. He doesn't need to. He just wants to stand there, but that's so him and that's great.
Yeah.
You don't have to perform, it's not like that.
But
was that what you were asking? Sorry.
I think what I was
if you want
trying
to rephrase it. Yeah, sorry.
what I was trying to get is like you I guess it's like deep down you've always known that you like to perform and entertain for people, which again,
Sure.
like you've explained, comes in different forms of like just sitting down playing guitar or doing backflips or like, it can be anything. But it's just that thing of like you said earlier, performing in front of a crowd and people loving it and jumping around, starting mosh pits and
I mean, I found
that
that by accident, to be fair.
Yeah.
I found that by sheer accident. I didn't know. I mean, again, like, I guess to a degree, maybe I liked drama in secondary school, but again, I didn't really care for it. It's like music. I didn't really care. I wasn't desperate for an outlet. I didn't do drama classes. I didn't do the school plays. I used to skip the school plays in primary school. I hated it.
Man.
I was always the narrator. I used to pull
I mean, you got
sickies,
the
man.
voice for it, I guess.
I got one of the
Thanks.
three wise men in year 3, man.
No,
Same.
I was
Same.
No. So, can you tell me, right? Is the night part of the
night?
fucking
The night? The story of
nativity.
the nativity
What?
is a knight in
There
the
is no
nativity.
night.
No,
The
no,
night.
yeah, that's what I
The
tried
dark
to tell
sky or-
my music teacher,
Yeah.
and I was a knight. All right, I was a knight.
As in like medieval night or the
no,
sky,
I was
mate.
just a knight. I had like a helmet
What?
made out of paper, grey clothes, and I marched around to
You're just some bloke.
like, but whatever it is, like Queen's song. I can't remember.
One time I was a
can't
lamb.
remember.
Like of a Knight's Tale.
Huh?
Are you sure you're doing the nativity
Yeah.
or are you doing a Knight's Tale? Because that sounds like a Knight's Tale.
It was either, I can't remember, but we would always do the nativity around like year 1 to 3. It was always the nativity. It was never anything different.
I remember we did a rendition of Little Red Riding Hood, I think, years ago in year... Pardon my belly. I want to say it's like
That's
year
fine.
2. and for some reason there was a bit of bumblebees, and I was playing a bumblebee, and we had to run along the sides of the hall onto the stage dressed up as bumblebees. They were filming this. I ran straight into the camcorder, knocked down the camera. The filming of the play ceased. I was taken outside because I was crying profusely because I just ran headfirst into a camera, like a big camcorder. Decked it, man. Just decked it. Yeah, crazy. But yeah, to finish up my point for your question, I found it by accident. That first gig I mentioned, I was so scared going into that. Like, I didn't want to leave the house that day. I wanted to hide and call off the gig and just disappear off the face of the earth and just cry. But then the moment I got onto I say it was a stage, it was a corner of the room in the pub, but it was still everyone looking at you, it was still terrifying.
Yeah.
The moment I was there, suddenly I was like, okay, everyone's here now, I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah, it's fight or flight.
Yeah, and I guess in that sense, similar to what we've all said, I started emulating my heroes in that moment. I was like, okay, what would Bowie do? What would Brandon do in this moment?
Yeah.
And I did it, and then it worked. And then over the years, I've sort of found how to tailor me into my performance. And that comes with knowing yourself and spending time with yourself and doing things outside of music.
Yeah.
You were just talking about, like, content creation and, like, the grind and all that. I think I'm better and more productive in music when I'm not doing music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, actually...
Like Prince, you just get random inspiration for music in a hotel.
I write a lot.
In the middle of the night.
Well, not even that, just taking breaks. Hey, Owen, just taking breaks from the music. Like, I was chatting to another student on the course who I won't name, and they were talking about beat making and learning Logic, and they were like, oh yeah, you do this every day, don't you? I'm like, no. I do it like once or twice a week, and then I'm trying to live my life and the rest of it because that's inspiration.
You definitely shouldn't overdo music because it will get tedious to
Again, every job is still a job.
It became a chore, I think. That's why I lost my love for it. It's still a job, exactly what you said earlier on.
Ad break.
We are the Ouchies, your new favorite country metal band. This is the sound I make when I stub my toe. Come listen to us live at your nearest venue. Yeehaw!
Welcome back to Secz the podcast. We are now joined with Owen. She was busy doing her level 3 technical
How'd
events.
it go, man?
Taster
it
session.
went great. There's pretty much just like Darren re-showed us like the PowerPoint that he had for the open evening, which I went to, and then he sent me the PowerPoint ages ago on Teams, which I also looked over. So we just sat through that again. It was me and another few students from level 2 technology in a different class. I didn't get their names, unfortunately. And then we just saw some of his level 1 students setting up equipment, which was pretty cool. And I had him go over some of the health and safety things that we're doing for our end of year essay, and he's like, oh yeah, you can add this and this and this, and I'm like,
amazing.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Big up Darren and Paul
Big
as
up
well. Big up Darren and Paul.
Oh yeah, Paul was in there. I was like, hey. He's like,
Paul's
hey.
actually in right now.
Yeah.
He's in the studio.
Yeah, man.
Oh really?
Shout out to Paul.
Shout out
Honestly,
to Paul and
yeah.
Darren.
It's
Big
cool.
up.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Shout out to Paul.
Shout out to Paul.
Shout out to Paul. The way. Big P.
Man. Owen, you have missed quite the...
I know.
Yeah.
It was really
exceptional.
emotional.
Deep conversation.
You were pretty solidly like, let's just do like this Eric Andre type thing, 10 minutes. We spent the past hour like just...
2 hours, an hour and 56
Well,
minutes.
it was actually 56
Round up.
because the hours
There's
lie.
always the 1 hour
so
logic. I
like,
don't know
Oh,
why. Yeah. I
Don't
know
worry,
why
we've
does that.
got like 50 minutes. We can push it to 2.
Yeah, no, we still have like 2 hours worth, pretty much. Let's be real.
Yeah,
We
pretty
have
much,
like
yeah.
just so much stuff that we've made for this. It's probably the most effort I've put in all year. I'm not gonna lie.
Very, man. Just to check, the questions so far, have they been all right? Because I do ramble.
Yeah,
Make sure.
Yeah.
I'd say most of them, yeah. Been right.
Most of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
Most of them.
You've been pretty good today. You're definitely, I would say,
Good
you're better than the guest we were gonna have on.
I know.
Yeah. William is now an op officially.
He's an art. He's an art.
That diss track is no
It's the
longer a
fact that
joke.
you brought gifts.
Yeah,
we spent
so much
60
effort.
quid on him.
That is insane
We
to
did,
me.
he doesn't know that we brought stuff, so
Yeah,
I
because
don't
it's going to be a
blame
surprise.
him. And he does live quite far, and it was his day off. But at the same time, I was like, come on, man. I asked you pretty much... I think the same day we got the assignment brief was the day I asked him, hey, do you mind coming and be our guest speaker? Because
Yeah.
he knows everything that we're doing,
Right.
because he's on the same course as
Yeah.
us. But you know, no shade to him. He didn't know, but it does suck.
Yeah.
But like we have so much. These guys have talked so much with you, and you've said so much stuff. I've not had the chance to look at it yet, but I imagine it's really
Good
good.
luck
It is
finding the
really
nugget of gold
good.
in each
It
of my
is really
rambles,
good.
but yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Swag.
But anyway.
Cool. So, what topics have you guys been over filming in? So I don't ask the same stuff.
Much.
It's
yeah, it's
hard
kind of hard
to-
to keep track of.
Starting
Yeah.
music,
Just
mental
like,
health.
Like our journeys to college.
like backpass or backpass. What the?
Sort of
No.
insecurities in music
Origins.
as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We can do this bit with like some small questions like we'll go around.
I think
Yeah,
I think it's
one.
best if we get Owen's backstory in as well.
Oh
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah,
You should be
okay,
like,
definitely.
honest.
Yeah.
It
So
all
how come-
started when
led-
I was bored.
Oh.
what led you here to pursue music or live tech, whatever it is? What was the trigger for you?
So, like most people, I've been raised on music. My mum's a big fan of it. She liked jungle, happy hardcore, which is just 90s club music. She liked it, but without the drugs.
Real.
My dad, he's always been into just British rock. He's really big fan of Linkin Park as well. I think it's Hybrid Theory that came out in 2000 or yeah. He listened to that. He had it on his like Walkman on loop while he walked to his GCSEs.
Wow.
Nice.
yeah,
Shout out to
yeah.
Walkmans.
And so whenever I play it in the car, he's like, "Oh yeah, I know this," and he just knows all the words. And I'm like, "You're so old." Went to school, like again, most people, no shocker there. And I think I got into playing the drums around year 8 or year 9, which my drum teacher was not my drum teacher, my actual music teacher, GCSE music teacher, was really happy about because not many people played.
It's rare to find
Yeah.
a drummer. I'll say
Like,
that.
there
Really
was
hard.
like 1 or 2 other guys, but they were a few years above me, and so they left pretty quick. And so he would make me like fill in for people when they were like, "Oh yeah, we need a little drum section." I'm like, oh, "Okay, fine, I guess I can do it."
Alright, if you get me lunch, maybe, but like
Maybe if you get me like a panini
maybe
from the
yeah,
canteen.
maybe like one of the 90p waffles from the canteen. That'd be awesome.
Maybe.
Wet paninis, bro. Yo, do you know how soggy them paninis were? Man? It's disgusting.
Oh my god.
Yo, actually, ramble.
He's actually getting in deep. Hang on.
School.
He's standing up.
Yo,
Audio
my
listeners
school
love you to
lunch-
death. He's standing up.
My school lunch was the most bomb thing I've ever put in my mouth, bro. Yo, the paninis were heat, man. Tell me why, yeah? It's 10 in the morning and I'm eating a Belgian waffle.
The Belgian waffles were
James,
really
if you're
good.
in there, can you come to the
Warm-
window and give us your
warm
pops on
Belgian
soggy
waffles,
school
man.
paninis?
And the paninis, yo.
Yeah, if you come to the window. let
My
us
stuff
know.
was just exorbitant as hell. Like it was like £2.
Don't be even in there.
Yeah,
£2
you know what?
for a
It
cookie.
got really expensive.
I
like,
fought my friends over a barbecue panini one time, bro. It's not funny.
Did you ever do the my secondary school? They did greasy. Hey Paul, we did like greasy bacon and cheese paninis full of ketchup, and they was the maddest thing. Paul,
No.
ops on secondary school paninis. Yeah.
yeah.
Should we get Paul in?
Yeah, go on,
Yeah,
man.
Paul, go
Yeah.
man.